In the first video of this training series titled UDL, an Effective Course Design, we looked at how designing an online course using the principles of the adult learning theory of UDL, or Universal Design for Learning, can create a consistent, effective, and equitable learning environment for students. If you'd like to review UDL, please pause the video here and access the link in the video descriptions below. From our previous training videos, we know providing students with various ways to process course content is a more effective method for learning, rather than using a one-size-fits-all approach that has been used often in the past. We've also learned that for students in career and technical education programs, or CTE, as well as designing and teaching courses with principles of diversity, equity, and inclusion at the forefront, can greatly improve experience and overall student success. This video will explore some additional components that you, as an instructor, can incorporate as designing your online CTE courses. For many online instructors, there may be flexibility in how you schedule, organize your class calendar, especially for those of you that teach in an asynchronous class modality. For example, an English faculty member may elect to structure an online course into 2-week modules that repeat throughout the semester, while another professor prefers to have weekly lessons with corresponding due dates. Instructors can often schedule their lessons and modalities in the way that makes most sense to them and their material, as long as they follow instructional policies and calendars. However, for CTE instructors, classroom pacing may be different, and depending on the classroom modality, there may be less flexibility in how instructors can choose to structure their classes. Depending on the program, CTE instructors may have to recognize a set curriculum based on private or industry standards and timeframes. They may also have to consider national or statewide certification exams and deadlines. However, regardless of how you organize your course, there are a few practices that will make navigating online courses easier for students. Many colleges and universities have incorporated standardized formats for how online courses are structured. Check with your home institution before reorganizing your online classes. If there are no standardized formats in place, however, the main concept to keep in mind as you design your online course is consistency. For many students, an online learning environment can be a confusing and overwhelming space. For CTE students who often have to navigate both their institutional learning management system, LMS, such as Blackboard or Canvas, the private software platforms of their fields, and having an unorganized online course can lead to a lot of confusion and wasted time. For students of color, this environment may even come across as potentially threatening and unwelcoming. You may result in disengagement and low retention. Assisting students in navigating these virtual spaces helps to place a focus on equity consciousness by helping to provide the digital skills training students of color have been denied in the past. Unlike a traditional seated classroom where students know where they will sit in the desks, and you, as the instructor, will stand at the front of the classroom, online students need additional guidance on where to go and how to interact with their course content. One way to help guide them is to logically structure the course and help keep related information grouped together in appropriate course areas or folders. For example, a nursing instructor has decided to organize her courses into corresponding weeks in her Blackboard or Moodle or Canvas course shell. Here, she clearly labels the folders with lesson descriptions, the corresponding dates, and any relevant due dates for that lesson. Inside that lesson folder, she will house all the related information for that specific lesson, whether it is video lectures, assessment links, or supplemental resources. This design approach will be replicated in the same consistent manner for every lesson in her course. This allows students to become familiar with the course structure and where to find their resources and due dates. Ultimately, as long as you are consistent in how the lessons, modules, or units of your class are displayed, students will be more successful in navigating your course. Another thing to consider is that students have access to all of the required tasks and assignments in each specific lesson area. If you need to direct students to another area of the course, use the design feature in your learning management system, for example, the course link function in Blackboard or Canvas, to direct them to the next right place in the course. Remember that ultimately, how you organize the lesson area of the course are up to you. You are the best judge of the most logical structure for presenting your course content and assignments. Just remember, the best structure for an online course may not be the structure you use for a seated version of the same course. Finally, many courses in CTE work closely with industry partners who provide standards and resources. If your course often requires students to log into outside publisher websites, consider how you link those sources in your online course. These outside links, assignments, and content should be seamlessly built into your overall course structure in the LMS. Consider yourself a guide in these learning environments who clearly directs the students from one platform to the next with explicit instructions on how to access the information that they need to be successful. For example, if a student is required to log into a purchased software and complete an exercise for their Lesson 3 task, insert the hyperlink with a detailed description into your Lesson 3 folder in the course of your LMS. Finally, to adhere to the principles of diversity, equity, inclusion, make sure you are creating content that is accessible to all students. This includes indicating that the hyperlink opens in a new window, and also in providing a plain text link for any hyperlink to assist students that may rely on the screen reader to access their course materials.